Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Morgan and today I'm really excited because I'm going to be showing y'all what I think my top 10 favorite eyeshadow palettes are for fall. I've actually been seeing this go around YouTube the last couple days, and so I figured we're finally in fall, might as well do this video as well. So stay tuned for that. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to comment what your favorite eyeshadow palette might be. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump on in. Alright, so I have 10 palettes in front of me. It's a range of, I would say, affordable to more high-end. So there should be something in here for everybody. So let's go ahead and go with the first palette. So the first palette I have here is the ColourPop Little Ray of Sunshine palette. If you watched my last tutorial for, well, I guess my first fall makeup tutorial, this is the palette that I used. And for some reason, when I think sunflowers, I think of fall. So, and especially with these color tones, so we have a lot of mustardy shades, we have two deeper brown shades that we can use to deepen up and add dimension. I really love this palette. ColourPop's quality is always well, so that's never really an issue for me, but I think this screams fall with those mustardy colors and then with the deep brown on top of it. Such a fall looking palette. These are also pretty affordable as well from ColourPop, so check this one out. Next up, I have the Brew eyeshadow palette from September Rose Cosmetics. Again, this packaging is gorgeous, and of course it has a nice coffee cup on it, so I'm kind of thinking that that's a pumpkin spice latte that she's drinking. Maybe not. So September Rose Cosmetics is actually an indie brand in the UK. And so it comes with a nice little mirror, and then this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. And again, when I'm thinking of fall, I'm thinking of these orangey shades, this mustard here, these nice raspberry and plum shades, two gold shimmer shades that are beautiful. This also has a nice black shadow in there as well that you can use. So again, I feel like this palette just screams fall, and it's really pretty, it's really pigmented. These aren't any more than $25, I want to say. I can't quite remember, it's been a while since I've ordered it, but very pretty palette. Would definitely recommend this one as well, and it's definitely black girl friendly, so loving this one. My third palette comes from Juvia's Place, another black owned brand. September Rose Cosmetics is also black owned brand. And then, so Juvia's Place is another one, and so I have two palettes from Juvia's. The first one is going to be this Nomad palette. This is the one I actually used on my eyes today, and I love the way my eyes turned out because I'm really getting into greens for some reason. But let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. So first off, this is a little bit of a different palette. Of course, yeah, it still has those mustardy orange shades, but it also has these nice pops of this green, this darker like charcoal shimmer, this lighter brown shimmer, and then two deep brown shades. To me, this is fall because of the green shade. The green shade really brings it all together. It really brings those mustard tones all together as well. So such a pretty palette. Can't wait to play with this more. So all over the lid, I did of course put this green shade. To blend that out, I went in with this mossy brown shade here down below, and then the shimmer on my lid is this one here in the center. And I really love the way that my shadow came out, and I love Juvia's formula, so this is definitely a good palette to have for fall. The second one from Juvia's Place I have is the Saharan 2 palettes. So the reason why I picked this one as a good fall palette is because it has the burgundy, the orange, and kind of like the raspberry vibe. So this is what this palette looks like. I think if you maybe take out, you know, this shade here, it really gives me fall vibes. Those deep grungy tones, the pretty burgundy in the middle. I love to use burgundy in the fall time. That's one of my favorite colors to use. And honestly, these three colors here at the bottom remind me a lot of what the leaves look like when they're starting to turn in fall. So love these colors. I definitely love these shimmers here up top. Definitely a good palette. Again, Juvia's Place formula is really good. Their palettes are always on some sort of sale, especially on their website, so keep a lookout for that. But that was the Saharan 2. I think next up, this is going to be probably the most affordable palette. So this is actually from Profusion. This is their Sienna's palette, and this has 21 shades in it. It comes with a brush, which I'm going to take out. And this is what the palette looks like. This is also, I would think, a good dupe for another palette that I'm going to show you in a second. But I like this palette because this really does remind me of the leaves. It has those pops of burgundy. It has those reds, the oranges, the yellows, the browns that you need. So this is definitely a good fall palette, especially if you are glamming on a budget. Profusion is very good. I think these palettes are less than $10 or less than $12. It's either 10 or 12. I honestly can't remember, but very affordable. You can find them at Walmart. Of course, on the Profusion website, you can find these. But the pigment I always find is good in this particular palette. So I like this one. Definitely good for fall. And it's definitely a good affordable option for you as well. And yeah, the shadows are real good. They blend good. They have a good pigment and I like them. So definitely check this one out. I'm pretty sure it's still available on their website. Next up, I have the one that I thought that Sienna palette could dupe, I guess. So this is actually going to be the Soft Glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the infamous palette. This one, mine is dirty because I get a lot of use out of it. I have hit pan on this shade Sienna. I am close to hitting pan on the shade Burnt Orange. So obviously, this is a brown palette. I think this is good for fall because of how deep the browns are in the palette. Also, you do have this nice little pop of red, which is this mulberry shade, and a nice deep black, or I guess pigmented black, I should say. And the bronze shades and the rosy pink and the sultry shimmers are a perfect addition to fall. Love these tones for fall. This is a good everyday palette for fall as well, if that's something that you're looking for. So definitely pick this one up if you don't have it. I'm going to say it's my second favorite ABH palette, following the next one, which is my first favorite, which I don't know if it'll be a shock because I haven't used it at all really on my channel, but this is the Jackie Aina palette by ABH. Really pretty. This is her collaboration with them, and I picked this one for fall because I know a lot of people might not think of purple as fall, but I do because it's a deep purple. It's not like a lilac, it's not light, it's not pastel. This is a deep purple shade, and then it goes perfectly with this pinker shade as well as the Supreme shade here, which is just a bright pink. So all of those shades work together, and then on top of that you have over here, over this side, you have these nice brown shades. Lithuanian is a pretty brown duochrome shade that pretty much transforms to whatever color your eyeshadow is that day. So that's a beautiful color. So the tones in here are very fall. This red here, of course, is very fall vibes to me. You have these two pretty brown shimmers that of course give me fall vibes. So this palette altogether is fall, even with those pops of pinks and purples in there. The only place I have seen this palette so far, because it was limited edition, I don't think it's on Sephora's website. I don't know if it's on the ABH website, but I have seen this on QVC.com. So that would be the place I would look for this palette if you want it. This one is really, really good for every day in the fall or any time of year, really. So next up, moving right along, we got three more. So this is by a brand called Girl Meets Makeup. This is another indie brand, also black owned. And this is the Bear palette. Now all her palettes actually have this same packaging, but the color stories obviously are different. So this is the Bear one. Now I don't think I really have to explain why this is fall. It's brown. It's brown shades. It has those nice pops of the copper shade here, this nice pop of green shimmer, these golds, this plummy shade here, and then just a deep brown and your oranges and your it's just it's a brown palette, and I really enjoy it. And I find that the formula for Girl Meets Makeup is really good. It's also not really a brand that I hear people talking about a lot, so definitely going to support when I can, but this is definitely a good palette for fall. I'm just kind of looking at these browns here, and then with this, you know, coppery gold shade. Really pretty palette. Again, try them out. The palettes are less than $30, I believe. I think these are $25, and then I have seen as well that they do have sales on these sometimes, so you can always catch them on sale too. So this is a good one. Next up, we're going to go ahead and go with another affordable option. This is also a palette I've reviewed recently on my channel. This is from Alter Ego. This is the Artemis palette, which is duping the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. But all that aside, like, this palette stands on its own, whether it's a dupe or not. This palette is so good. This has all of the, you know, mustardy shades that you'll need. It has a deep blue. It has those pops of red and green. This is the palette that you can use for fall every day. There's a bunch of different textures, different formulas, foils. There's creamy mattes in here. Like, there's a lot you can do with this palette, and I have yet to scratch the surface of what's possible with this palette. So this is obviously fall. I don't like it. If I'm thinking fall, I'm probably thinking this for sure. Just all the brown tones, and then you have like these olivey green tones and the deep greens and the dark blues and the coppers. Oh, love this. This is a good palette. Go ahead and watch that review on my channel just so you can get more thoughts on this from me. But I really do enjoy using this overall, and this definitely had to make the list of fall eyeshadow palettes for sure. And last but not least, we're going into one of my favorite palettes of all time. And this was actually their fall collection, I want to say last year, but I'm not sure. This is the Berries and Cream palette by Dominique Cosmetics. Love this palette. Now I'm going to open this, and I think y'all know why I think this is fall based off of what I've said already. I love a good burgundy eyeshadow look for fall. I think that that is really pretty. And then on top of that, you have these nice, you know, you have these two burgundy shades. This one here is a like a light purple that's really pretty. You have this wonderful pop of blue that you can do on the lower lash line with any look. And of course, honey dipped here and cranberry. These two shades of shimmer along with this one up here, and they're really pretty. If you're looking for like a glam look, but you don't want to use browns, or you don't want to use, you know, the greens or the mustards, this is a good palette to have for fall. It's a very deep toned palette. You can get very smoky looks with this, and I think honestly that this is a fall essential. So yeah, don't be afraid to use different colors in the fall. Just because it's fall doesn't mean you have to stick to the browns. You can find any way to wear pretty much any color. But if you're really looking for a color to wear in the fall that's kind of not unorthodox but uncommon, definitely go for burgundy and the reds and the purples. Those will bring your fall looks to top-notch status. If that's even a thing. But that's it for this video. So those are my top 10 palettes for fall. Don't be afraid to kind of, you know, list your favorite fall palette down below. Be sure to take a look at those comments. Again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified whenever I do uploads. That's it. I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.